Welcome to This Little Car of Mine, a cozy adventure game in which your entire goal is to scatter the ashes of a loved one. And throughout this game you'll be driving through different locations based on Cornwall and revisiting the memories of your loved one who's passed away. I'm aiming for the game to be as respectful as possible in terms of the theme of grief, and I also want to make sure that the player has an enjoyable experience when they're exploring the game. This little car of mine is heavily inspired by my time in Cornwall. I'm creating this game in Unity, and I'm also using Magical Voxel to create all of the voxel assets for this game. The game's going to be a mixture of voxel and pixel art terrain. For gameplay wise, it's an isometric game in which you explore these different locations trying to find the memories of your loved one. You'll find pockets of black and white space in which you'll have to explore and try and figure out whereabouts that memory is in that location. And when you do, the colour floods back into the area. I started this project back in January. I initially tried to create my own car controller and it didn't go too well, as you can see here. From the Unity asset store I found this really good car template which I could use and adapt upon. I also created a little outline for the player when you drive past like different buildings, so you can still see yourself when the player is not visible. I wanted the car that the player drove to be bright red so you could see it immediately, and it will constantly be in the centre of the screen so you can really see where the player is. For the player car I wanted to animate it so sort of you could see it bobbing up and down when it was revving. Initially didn't go to plan and it kind of looks like he's in a fun house, he's just bouncing up and down. That was not the intention, but but I then fixed it and now it works properly. I then created a little beach area in which I took the sea that I created into the outside, and I took that and put it in my game, so now we've got a beach. So there's a beach as well. I also thought it would be quite fun to have like coastal paths in the game. One of the things in Cornwall that I really love is the coastal path, and I thought it would be really interesting to sort of incorporate that in my game. So you'll sort of traverse along the cliffs and through like the seaside towns of Cornwall. The majority of the models in the game so far are sort of taken from my other game Snow Way Back, but that will change in the future and I'll have different buildings in place. They're just temporary. I've recently been working on a small forest level which includes a lake. I wanted to have different winding paths that you can traverse, and some sort of optional areas you can go to make the game feel more open. The game will feature different areas that will have a different memory in each location. You have to go to a black and white zone of that area and drive and try and find that memory. Having this game be about grief, I did want to focus on the wholesome nature of the memories you share with that person before they pass. This is the first devlog talking about this game, so I hope you like it. I hope the theme isn't too dark for you. It's meant to be quite wholesome throughout the games. Let me know what you think of it, and if you want to playtest the game, I'm going to be doing playtests throughout the next month or so. So yeah, drop a comment on here and I'll add you to it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon, hopefully.